R2? What have you got? That bad, huh? In other words, we can't leave, we aren't likely to be found, and we can't call for help? Right. And we can't stay here. Not for long, anyway.
I too, Leia and Han Solo, bring greetings to Rook Roro. I welcome you.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
As we, by your presence, are honored. You may call me Raurara.
I'm honored to meet you. Let me guess. You've had a speech impediment all these years and never thought to mention it?
Chewbacca speaks most excellently. It is I who has the speech impediment. Strangely, it is the kind that humans find easier to understand.
I see. Were you an ambassador then?
I was a slave to the Empire. My captors found me useful to speak with the other Wookiee slaves.
I am sorry.
You must not be. My role gave me much information about the Empire. Information that proved useful when your alliance freed us. Chewbacca said that you require sanctuary. Come, I will show you the preparations we have made. There will be no danger here. Without you and your people, many of us would still be slaves to the Empire. Slaves, or dead at their hand. To you and your republic, we owe a life debt. We had hoped to shelter you in one of our more luxurious homes, but Chewbacca would not allow it.
Chewbacca understands my preferences. Chewie! One of those creatures who attacked us on Bimisari is in there!
I found no trace of anyone.
He must have gone over the edge. Either worked his way under the village with climbing gear, or else met a craft hovering down below.
You are right. Your safety, Leia and Han Solo, is the most important thing at this point. We will take you to safety first, then I will go to try and discover him.
What? Okay, R2, I'm awake. What's wrong?
Need assistance? Repeating. Unidentified starfighter, this is Wildcard. Do you need assistance?
Wildcard, this is New Republic X-Wing AA 589. As a matter of fact, yes, I could use some help.
Acknowledged, X-Wing. What seems to be the problem?
Hyperdrive, cracked shield cases, and some other problems. I don't suppose you carry any spares.
Not for a ship that size. I'm instructed to offer passage to our destination.
Sounds good. Any chance you could take my ship too?
I'll check with the captain. Hold position. We'll take your ship in tow while you come aboard. The captain says 5,000 for the transport fee.
Understood.
Good evening. I'm Talon Card, and you, I presume, are Luke Skywalker. You've certainly found a good place to get away from it all.
I had some help choosing it. A run-in with an Imperial Star Destroyer half a light year away.
Ah, yes. The Empire is quite active in this part of the galaxy, growing more so of late.
Allow me to thank you for the rescue. R2 and I are lucky you happened along.
R2? Oh, of course. Your droid.
You haven't told me how you came to be out here, Captain. Or, for that matter, how you knew who I was.
With a lightsaber attached to your belt, you're either Luke Skywalker or someone with a taste for antiques and an insufferably high opinion of his swordsmanship. You're not what I expected, but then the vast majority of Jedi lore has been twisted by myth and legend.
You almost sound as though you were expecting to find me.
As a matter of fact, we were. One of my associates, Mara Jade, led us here. She seems to hate you a great deal.
I've never met her.
No? A pity. I was rather hoping you'd be able to tell me why. Ah well. Let me say in advance that I'm very sorry it has to be this way.
Finally awake, are you? That's right. Welcome back to the world of mere mortals. Don't like it, do you? It's not easy to suddenly lose everything that once made you special, is it?
Let me guess. You're Mara Jade.
That doesn't impress me. Card already told you my name.
He also told me that you were the one who found my X-Wing. Thank you.
Save your gratitude. As far as I'm concerned, the only question left is whether we turn you over to the Imperials or kill you ourselves.
I can't say either of those options sound appealing.
There's another. Try to escape, and I kill you right here and now. On your feet. Card wants to see you.
Ah, Skywalker. Come and join me. I must apologize for having kept you asleep all this time, but I'm sure you appreciate the problems involved in making sure a Jedi stays where you've put him.
Of course. Although you could have just asked nicely.
Easy, Sturm. This man is our guest.
I don't think he believes it.
Perhaps not. Jen, come in and take them out, will you? My apologies. They're usually better behaved than that.
Would you mind telling me where my droid is?
He's perfectly alright. I have him in one of my equipment sheds. I'll arrange a visit after we've figured out what exactly we're going to do with you.
Your associate here mentioned the possibilities. I'd hoped to add another to the list.
That we send you back home?
With due compensation, of course. Double whatever the Empire would offer.
You're very generous with other people's money.
And it's not what they would offer, it's what they have offered. 30,000.
I had no idea I was so valuable.
There are probably dozens of ships out there right now, searching for you without a moment of consideration to how they would hold a Jedi, even if they caught one.
Your method seems to work pretty well. I don't suppose you'd be willing to tell me how you managed it.
I'll make you a deal. You tell me why the Empire is suddenly so interested in you, and I'll tell you why your Jedi powers aren't working.
Why don't you just ask the Empire directly?
Thank you, but no. Particularly when we pleaded prior commitments when the request came in for us to help hunt you down.
Wait, you weren't hunting for me?
One of those little ironies that makes life so interesting. The net result, though, was to put us in the middle of the exact situation I'd hoped to avoid.
Then let me go and pretend none of this happened.
The Empire would find out anyway. Their new commander is extremely good at piecing bits of information together. No, I think your best hope right now is to find a compromise. Some way we can let you go, while still giving the Imperials what they want.
I really don't know what the Empire wants with me. I can tell you, though, that it's not just me. There have been 2 attempts on my sister, too.
Interesting. Leia and Han Solo, who is in training to be a Jedi. That would explain certain Imperial actions. Until we can make a decision, I'm afraid you'll have to remain here as our guest.
Don't hurry on my account. This seems like a pleasant enough world to spend a few days on.
Don't believe it for a moment. My 2 pet Vaunskas have a large number of relatives out in the forest. And don't count on your Jedi skills to protect you either. You'll be just as helpless in the forest. Probably more so.
What is it?
Issa Lemiri. They seem to have the unusual ability to create bubbles, so to speak, where the Force simply doesn't exist.
I've never heard of them.
Not very many have. I imagine you'd like to get cleaned up. I'll have your things brought to your room.
Let's go.
Let me offer you one other option. You could put R2 and me back where you found us. I'd be willing to take my chances with the other searchers.
Including the Imperials?
Including the Imperials.
I'll keep the option in mind.
No, I assure you everything is fine. Han and I decided that as long as we were out this way, we might as well take a look around the Organa system.
I understand, Your Highness. May I recommend, though, that you don't stay away too much longer?
We'll be back soon.
We'll be back soon.
I just want to check out their manufacturing infrastructure.
Yes, Your Highness. I'll pass that information on to the Council. I'm sure they'll be pleased to hear it. I wonder if I might be permitted to speak with Captain Solo for a moment.
She knows. I'm here, Winter.
I wanted to know if you had any idea yet when you and Princess Leia would be returning. Admiral Akbar, particularly, has been asking about you.
You'll have to thank the Admiral for his interest. I trust he's doing all right himself.
He's having some problems with the family now that school is in full swing.
Squabbling amongst the children?
Bedtime arguments, mainly. Problems with the little one. You understand.
Yeah. What's the latest on the Bafashi problem?
There were some problems with supply shipments, but the material seems to be moving well enough now.
Did Akbar dig up some mothballed container ships from somewhere?
Actually, he made his own. He's taken some star cruisers and attack frigates, given them skeleton crews, extra droids, and turned them into cargo ships.
I hope he's got some good escorts. Empty star cruisers would make great target practice for the Imperials.
I'm sure he's thought of that, and the shipyards at Sluisvan are very well defended.
I'm not sure anything's well defended these days. Not with the Imperials running loose like they are. Anyway, gotta go. Talk to you later.
Enjoy your trip.
Something's about to burn through on Coruscant. You mean all that stuff about Akbar's family? If I'm reading Winter right, it sounds like Leia has started a major push against Akbar. You and Winter should have worked out a better verbal code. Yeah, probably. Well, has civilization finally come to Abrogado? Looks like someone's just bought the heavy end of the hammer. That's the hammer, all right. Let's hope that's not our contact. Where are we meeting him, anyway? Right over there. You ever been here before? Last time was years ago. It was worse than Mos Eisley.
Good day, gentles. How may I serve?
Do you have any Olmec wine?
We do indeed. 47, 49, 50, and 52.
We'll have the 49.
Thank you, gentles.
Was that the signal? Actually, he didn't say anything about what we should order. But since I like a good Olmec wine, yeah. And Coruscant will be picking up the tab for it? Yeah, something like that.
Will there be anything else, gentles?
Not right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, I guess we wait. While you're busy waiting, is that Finn Torv? Sure looks like him. Explains why he's doing his best to ignore us. Attendant?
Yes, gentles?
Give me 27 chips, will you?
Certainly.
Wait a minute. You're not going over there, are you? You got a better idea? If he's our contact, I don't want to lose him. Good luck. Deal me in.
Gigi already ole. Nobata uba. Butil dopa ole.
What? You haven't even bet yet. Come on, give me those cards. That's more like it. Brings back memories, this does. I used to drop the heavy end of the hammer on the guys back home all the time.
Did you now? Well, you're playing with the big boys here.
I'm not exactly an amateur myself. I've won, probably 63 games in the last month alone.
Lots of rewards in numbers like that. You willing to put your money where your mouth is?
I'll meet anything you've got.
I may just take you up on it.
Bitat Hatsu. Gigi Huja Fupata Ule Sabak.
Cheater! You are a cheater, sir.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know full well what I'm talking about. This card is a skifter.
It's the card I was dealt.
Oh, is it?
That's the card I was dealt. If it's a skifter, it's not my fault.
Move aside, Reverend. We'll take care of this. Hands on the table. Cute con.
I don't need a skifter to win at Sabak. If I have one, it was dealt to me.
Well, there's one way to be sure, isn't there? You, and then you, can be scanned to see who's hiding an extra card.
Don't tell us our job, Reverend. Cyru, get that scanner over here, will you? Him first.
That was quick. I wasn't expecting them to turn you loose for at least an hour. They didn't have much of a case. Torv slipped out. He's waiting in the lounge and considers himself in our debt. That could be useful. It's good to see you again, Torv.
You too, Solo. I thanked Calrissian already, but I wanted to thank you too. I'm in your debt. And nice to see you're still working together.
Well, it's more like we're back working together. I wanted to kill him for a while. No big deal, really.
The Falcon, right? I heard rumors you stole it.
Stole it? Like I said, I was mad. It wasn't quite a theft, although it felt like it. I ran short of credits in a Sabbath game. I offered Han his pick of any of my ships. He was supposed to go for one of the flashy yachts. Now the freighter I've been quietly upgrading for myself. You did a good job, too. Although Chewie and I wound up redoing it ourselves. But you knew that already, didn't you?
I like to feel out my customers before we do business. People who lie about their history usually lie about the job. So, what can Talon Card do for you?
I want to offer Card a deal. A chance to work directly with the New Republic.
Yeah, I'd heard you were going around pushing that scheme with other groups. The general feeling is that you're trying to set them up for Akbar to take down.
I'm not. We need to get more shipping capacity from somewhere, and smugglers are the logical supply tap.
Sounds like an interesting offer. Of course, I'm not the one who makes decisions like that.
So take us to Card. Let Han talk to him.
Sorry. He's at the main base at the moment. I can't take you there.
Why not?
Because we don't let strangers just flit in and out.
All right then. How are you going to get back there?
I guess I'll have to figure out a way to get my ship back, won't I?
That'll take time. On the other hand, someone who showed up with proper credentials...
You? And the catch?
No catch. All I want is for you to let us give you a lift back to your base and 15 minutes to talk with Card.
I'll get in trouble if I do this. You know that. But I guess I really do owe you. One condition. I do all the navigation and erase the logs.
Good enough? When do we leave?
As soon as you're ready. Unless you want to go back and play those.
Forget it. I try not to play Sabbath when there are fanatics breathing down my neck.
Yes. The Reverend put on a good show, didn't he? Don't know what we would have done without him.
Wait a minute, you know him?
Sure. He's my contact here. He couldn't have made nearly so much fuss without a stranger like you to pick on, though.
I suppose that was his skifter, too.
Sure was. But why are you complaining? I'm taking you to see Card, right?
Come in, Mara. Close the door behind you.
Trouble?
A minor problem only. A bit of an awkward one, though. Torf just called to say he was on his way, with guests. Former New Republic generals Lando Calrissian and Han Solo.
Ugh, what do they want?
Apparently, just to talk to me. Calrissian and Solo helped Torv avoid being arrested.
Then thank them, have them put Torv down, and tell them to get off the planet. You didn't invite them here.
True. On the other hand, Torv seems to think he's under a certain obligation to them.
Then let him pay it back on his own time.
Torv is one of my associates. His debts are the organization's. You should know that by now.
You're not going to give Skywalker to them, are you?
I thought I made it clear that he stays here until I know why Grand Admiral Thrawn is so interested in acquiring him. We'll move him a bit more out of the way. We can't risk Solo or Calrissian stumbling over him. Put him in the number 4 storage shed, and lose that before our guests arrive. Which reminds me, after you move Skywalker, run his X-Wing farther back under the trees. Can you fly an X-Wing?
I can fly anything.
Good. Then you'd better be off. The Millennium Falcon will be landing in 20 minutes.
Get your case and let's go.
Card's made a decision?
You're moving to one of the storage sheds. We've got company coming and we don't have any formal wear your size. Move. In here.
Looks cozy. Probably quiet, too.
Ideal for Jedi meditation. Enjoy the quiet.
Been in worse places. R2? Steady, R2. I'm gonna try and get this power outlet open. There's probably one on your side too. Can you get it open? No, huh? Well, just hang on then. Looks like they've already cut the power. R2? Do you know anything about cybernetic limb replacements? All I need is to get one of the power supplies out, then I should be able to unlock the door with it. Good. Let's get to it.
Your proposal is very interesting, but not, I think, for my organization.
May I ask why not?
Very simply, because it would look to certain parties as if we were taking sides.
I understand. There are ways to keep your other clients from knowing about it.
I think you underestimate the Empire's intelligence capabilities, Captain Solo. They know far more about Republic movements than you might realize.
Tell me about it. That reminds me of something I wanted to ask you. Lando says you might know a slicer who is good enough to crack diplomatic codes.
Interesting request, particularly from someone who should already have access to such codes. Is intrigue beginning to form among the New Republic hierarchy, perhaps?
This is purely personal. Mostly personal, anyway.
Ah. As it happens, one of the best slicers in the trade will be at dinner this afternoon. You'll join us, of course.
We don't want to impose on your time.
It's no imposition at all. If you'll follow me. Good evening, all. May I present Generals Lando Calrissian and Han Solo, who will be dining with us this evening. 3 of my associates, Wade Warren, Chin, and Gent. Gent is the slicer I mentioned, possibly the best in the business. And of course, you've already met Mara Jade.
Yes.
So, you're Han Solo. I've heard a lot about you. Always wanted to meet you.
Just remember, kid, whatever you've heard has been hearsay, and stories grow an extra leg every time they're told.
You're too modest. It would be difficult to embellish the Zygerian slaver incident, for example.
Zygerian slavers? You've never told me that one.
He and Chewbacca attacked a Zygerian slaver ship. Just the 2 of them. The Zygerians were so scared, they abandoned ship.
They were more pirates than slavers, and they weren't afraid of me. They abandoned ship because I told them I had 20 stormtroopers with me, and we were coming aboard to check their shipping licenses. They bought that? I was broadcasting a borrowed Imperial ID at the time.
Yes. What is it?
Then, he gave the ship over to the slaves in the hold. Gave it to them. And all the cargo, too.
Why, you old softy.
there.
Trouble?
I hope not. This will only take a few minutes. Please enjoy your meal.
I've seen her before, Hen. I don't know where, but I know I've seen her. I don't think she was a smuggler at the time. Well, figure it out fast, buddy. I've got a bad feeling about this.
He came in from Lightspeed about 10 minutes ago. Captain Pelion signaled 2 minutes later, asking for you personally.
Any sign of landing craft or fighters?
Not yet.
Where did we end up putting the Millennium Falcon?
It's over on pad 8.
Take 2 men and throw a camo net over it. And do it quietly. We don't want to alarm our guests.
Right.
Interesting timing, this visit.
If that's a subtle way of asking whether or not I called them, don't bother. I didn't. You going to talk to him or not?
I don't suppose I have much choice. Captain Pelion, this is Talon Card. My apologies for the delay. What can I do for you?
Good afternoon, Captain Card. I am Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Good afternoon, Admiral. This is an unexpected honor. May I ask the purpose of your call?
Part of it I'm sure you've already guessed. We find ourselves in need of more Isalamiri, and would like your permission to harvest some more of them.
Certainly.
It's also occurred to me, Captain, that as long as we were coming here, it might be a good time for us to have a little talk.
What sort of talk?
Oh, I'm sure we can find some topics of mutual interest. For example, I am in the market for new warships.
Warships?
Don't worry. I'm not expecting you to actually have any capital warships in stock. But a man with your contacts may possibly be able to acquire them.
I doubt my contacts are quite that extensive. I don't think I'll be able to help you.
We'll discuss it further when I arrive on Merkur.
I'm afraid we don't have much to entertain you with. Certainly not on such short notice.
No need for entertainment. As I said, I'm simply coming to talk. A brief talk. I know how busy you are.
I appreciate your consideration. If you'll excuse me, Admiral, I need to begin the preparations to receive you.
I look forward to our meeting.
Tell Chin we have Imperial guests coming and needs to begin preparations. Then go to Pad 8 and move the Falcon under cover. In person. The Chimera might be able to tap into our transmissions.
What about Solo and Calrissian?
We'll have to get them out. Back to their ship. I'd better deal with that myself.
Why not turn them over to Thrawn?
They're our guests. They have sat at our table and eaten our food. Like it or not, that means they're under our protection.
And do these rules of hospitality apply to Skywalker too?
You know they don't, but now is not the time or the place to turn him over to the Empire. Do you understand?
No, I don't.
It's a matter of strength. With an Imperial Star Destroyer orbiting overhead, we have no bargaining position at all. I wouldn't do business under such circumstances even if Thrawn was the most trustworthy client in the galaxy, which he's not. Now, do you understand?
I don't agree, but I'll accept your decision.
Thank you. Perhaps after the Imperials leave, you could ask General Calrissian about making bargains while stormtroopers are strolling around your territory.
What was all that business about capital starships?
You heard everything that was said.
I was talking about your reaction to it.
I'd hoped it wasn't that obvious.
It wasn't.
Ask me again later. Right now, we have work to do.
Okay, R2. I think we're ready to try it. Here goes. Quiet, R2. Come on. The landing pads are around that way. Keep an eye out for anyone coming out of the buildings. Come on, R2. Got any suggestions? One of those? I think we're in trouble.
You won't get away, Skywalker. Not now.
Hang on!
Grand Admiral Thrawn, welcome to our little corner of Merca. I'm Talon Card.
Pleased to meet you, Captain.
I apologize for our somewhat less than formal greeting. We don't often entertain people of your status here.
Of course. Interesting drama a few minutes ago out there to the west.
Merely an internal problem. A former and somewhat disgruntled employee broke into one of our storage sheds, stole some merchandise, and made off with one of our ships. Another of our people is in pursuit.
Was in pursuit, Captain? Or didn't you know they both went down?
I didn't know that, no. Please excuse me for a moment. I have to get a rescue team organized.
Permit me. Troop Commander.
Sir?
Take a detail out to the crash site. Examine the wreckage. Bring back any survivors. And anything that looks like it wouldn't belong in a skip-rape lost boat.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate the assistance, Admiral, but it really isn't necessary.
On the contrary, Captain. Your assistance with the Isla Miri has left us in your debt. How better for us to repay you?
Looks like the stormtroopers are leaving. Some of them, anyway. Let me see. Yes. It seems to be just the one shuttle that's going. You get Imperial visitors here often?
Not here. They've been to the Force before to pick up some Ysalamiri, but never the base.
Ysalamiri? What are those?
Little green snakes with legs. I don't know what they're good for. Look, couldn't we get back to the ship now? Card told me I was supposed to keep you there, where you'd be safe.
What do you think? I don't know. Got to have something to do with that skipwright chase.
There was some kind of prisoner. Maybe he got out.
A prisoner? When did Card start dealing with prisoners? Maybe when he started dealing with kidnappers.
We don't deal with kidnappers.
Well, you are now. That little gray guy over there? That's one of them aliens who tried to kidnap Leia and me. The prisoner. Who is he?
I don't know. They brought him here a few days ago. I think they put him in one of the storage sheds.
What did he look like?
I don't know.
Looks like they're going inside. Any idea who that guy with the red eyes is?
I think he's a Grand Admiral or something.
Let's get back to the Falcon. We'll stick around long enough to find out what kind of game Card's playing, but then we're gone. Even if we have to blast out of here with that camo net still hanging off the ship.
You okay, R2? Hang on. I'm coming. We better get moving. That other ship could be back with the ground party any time. Wait here, R2.
I figured you'd come. Back up. Now.
Are you hurt at all?
None of your business.
I hope we're not going to have to walk the whole way back.
I won't. Whether you make the trip back is another question. Sounds like our ride back is already on the way. I want you and the droid to move! Into the trees, both of you. Whatever it is you're thinking about trying, don't.
Well...
Quiet! I've left a sensor behind. It's standard Imperial procedure in a case like this.
Thank you for not turning me over.
Save it. There was nothing altruistic about it. I can't walk into their arms until I know the story Card has to spin about what happened. 3 days.
3 days to what?
Civilization. Well, Hilliard City. Which is about as close as this planet gets to it.
And how many of us will be going there?
That's the question, isn't it? Can you give me any reason why I should bother taking you?
Sure. R2.
Don't be absurd, it knows too much.
He also has sensors that can spot predators before they get close enough to strike. And he'll be able to watch while we're sleeping.
We?
I don't think he'd be willing to protect you unless I'm along.
I can get along without him, and I certainly don't need you.
Are you sure you're not letting your emotions get in the way of your judgment?
Let me tell you something, Skywalker. I've wanted to kill you for a long time. I dreamed about your death. Every night, dreamed it. Plotted it, run through 1,000 scenarios. You can call it a cloud in my judgment if you want. I'm used to it. It's the closest thing I've got to a permanent companion.
What did I do to you?
You destroyed my life! It's only fair that I destroy yours!
Will killing me bring your old life back?
You know better than that.
What about Card? I thought he still wanted me kept alive.
We all want things we can't have.
Wait a minute. You said you needed to find out what Card told the Imperials. What if I could get you a secure comm channel to him?
How?
Does the comlink have enough range to reach back to base without the satellite boosting or anything?
There's a balloon that can take the antenna high enough to get above the forest damping, but it's non-directional. The Imperials can listen in.
I can encrypt it, so no one else will get anything out of it. Or rather, R2 can.
Except for one minor detail. If the encrypt is that good, how is Card supposed to decrypt it?
The computer in my X-Wing will do it for him. Someone is bound to check on the ship eventually.
Funny, isn't it? How this scheme just happens to require that I keep both of you alive a while longer. Come on. We need to find a clearing to send that balloon up before nightfall.
I must apologize for chasing you out like that, particularly in the middle of a meal. Not exactly the sort of hospitality we strive for here.
No problem. What was that all about, anyway?
Nothing serious. Some people with whom I've had dealings dropped by unexpectedly.
Ah, so you're working directly for the Empire now?
Gent?
I'm sorry, sir. They insisted on coming out to see what was happening.
I see. No harm done, probably. Not the wisest of risks to take, though.
I'm used to risks. You haven't answered my question.
If I'm not interested in working for the New Republic, I'm certainly not interested in working for the Empire. They have been coming here for the past few weeks to collect Isla Miri. I offered my assistance in helping them safely remove the creatures from their trees.
What did you get in return?
The privilege of watching them work. Giving me that much more information to try and figure out what they wanted with the things.
And what did they want with them?
Information costs money here, Solo.
I see. What'll this Grand Admiral's name cost me?
For the moment, the name's not for sale. Perhaps we'll talk about it later.
Thanks, but I don't think there's gonna be a later. If you don't mind, we'll just say our goodbyes here and get back to the ship.
The Star Destroyer hasn't left orbit yet. Lifting off now would be an open invitation for them to swat you down.
The Falcons outrun Star Destroyers before, but I suppose it wouldn't hurt us to stick around a little longer.
Good. It'll take just a few minutes to get things back together.
Well, while you're doing that, I want to get back to the ship and check on a couple of things.
Very well.
So what did we forget to do back at the Falcon? Nothing. I just thought it'd be a good time to check out those storage sheds. Particularly the one with a prisoner in it. Strange. It's been shot off.
Seem to have gotten lost.
You need to tell your people to put their toys away when they're done. So what's your Grand Admiral got you doing? Slaving or just random kidnappings?
I don't deal in slaves, Solo. Slaves or kidnappings. Never.
What was this one then? An accident? Did he just jump out of the sky?
As a matter of fact, that's nearly the way it happened.
Oh, well, that's a good reason to lock someone up. Who was he?
That information is not for sale.
Perhaps we don't need to buy it. What did you find? This. A bioelectronic power supply? That's right. Just like the kind that would have been put in, say, an artificial hand. Feel free to join the conversation anytime, Card.
What do you want me to say? That Luke Skywalker is a prisoner here? Consider it said.
Where is he now?
He escaped in one of my skip ray blast boats. crashing it in the process.
He what?
He's alright. Or at least he was a couple of hours ago. The stormtroopers who went to investigate said both wrecks were deserted.
You don't sound sure of that.
Mara Jade is the one who went after him. She has a certain... well, I mince words. In point of fact, she very much wants to kill him.
Why?
I don't know.
How did he get here?
As I said, purely by accident. No, I take that back. It was Mara. She led us directly to his crippled fighter.
How?
Again, I don't know. The Imperials want Skywalker badly. You'll notice that I didn't give him to them.
Because he escaped first.
He escaped because he was in this shed. And he was in this shed because I didn't want the Imperials stumbling over him during their unannounced visit. You'll also notice that I didn't turn the two of you over to them either.
I want to see Luke's X-Wing.
Have you found them, Captain?
I'm afraid not, sir. Our sensors are unable to penetrate the tree canopy.
What about the pulse transmission we picked up just after sundown?
We were able to confirm that it originated from the approximate location of the crash site, but it was too brief for a precise location. The encrypt is a very strange one. Decrypt is working on it.
It looks like we're at something of a stalemate then, Captain. Well, at least as long as they're in the forest. Have you calculated their likely emergence points?
There's really only one practical choice. A town called Hilliard City on the edge of the forest. It's the only population center for more than 100 kilometers.
Excellent. I want you to detail 3 squads of stormtroopers to set up an observation post there. They're to depart immediately.
Stormtroopers, sir?
Stormtroopers. Better add half a biker scout unit too. And 3 chariot assault vehicles.
Yes, sir.
Card lied to us, you see. Whatever that little drama was this afternoon, it was not the pursuit of a common thief. I'd like to know what it actually was.
I don't follow, sir.
It's very simple. The pilot of the chase vehicle never reported in, nor did anyone from Card's base communicate with him. We know, as we would have intercepted any such transmissions. No progress reports, no assistance requests, nothing but radio silence. Speculation, Captain?
Whatever it was, they didn't want us knowing about it. Beyond that, I don't know, sir. There could be any number of things they wouldn't want outsiders to know about. They are smugglers, after all.
Agreed. But now consider the additional fact that Card refused our invitation to join the search for Skywalker. And the fact this afternoon he implied the search was over. What does that suggest to you, Captain?
You mean that was Skywalker in the skip ray?
An interesting possibility. Unlikely, I'll admit, but still worth following up on.
Yes, sir. Though if we stay more than another day or two, we may have to move back the Sluis Van attack.
We're not moving Sluis Van. Our entire victory campaign begins there, and I'll not have so complex and far-reaching of a schedule altered. Not for Skywalker or anyone else. We'll leave for our rendezvous with the Inexorable as soon as the troops have dropped. 3 squads should be adequate to handle Skywalker. And to handle Card, if he turns out to be a traitor.
Card?
Join me. The mystery message?
Yeah. What in the world was Mara thinking of?
I don't know. Something clever, though.
Probably. I just hope we're going to be clever enough to decrypt it.
Did Solo and Calrissian get bedded down all right?
They went back to their ship, I don't think they trust us.
Under the circumstances, you could hardly blame them. Maybe pulling Skywalker's computer logs in the morning will help convince them we're on their side.
Are we?
We don't really have a choice. They're our guests.
The Grand Admiral isn't going to be happy.
They're our guests.
Understood. I'd better get back, see if Gent's made any progress on Mara's message.
And after that, you'd better hit the sack. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day.
Reminds me of Endor. Forest always sounds busy at night.
Oh, it's busy. A lot of the animals here are nocturnal, including the Vornskers.
I think R2's picked up something.
No kidding. Awfully good thing we have your droid's sensors along.
Well, I wouldn't have known there was any danger without him. Thank you.
Ugh, forget it.
Don't kill him! Come on, there may be more of them.
A diversion to mask their attack. We must get you away from here.
We'll need some rope.
You can't be serious. The danger would be too great for a human.
Come on. What's wrong?
The enemy has found us.
They want me alive and don't want to spook us. We'll need the rest of the rope. All of it. Okay, let's go. Get ready. And stop!
Now, we go directly to your ship.
Back to the ship, but not directly. I don't like it much either, but he let me go during the attack. I want to know. I need to know what that was all about. You can watch and listen from here. I am Leia Organa Solo. You wanted to talk to me?
Your hand. May I have it? It is true then. I seek forgiveness, Leia Organa Solo, for my actions. Our orders did not identify you, but gave only your name.
I understand. But now you know who I am?
You are the Mallory Yosh, the daughter and heir of the Lord Darth Vader. He who was our master.
Your master?
He who came to us in our desperate need, lifted us from despair, and gave us hope.
I see. You may rise. What is your name?
I am called Kabarak by our Lord. We are called the Nogri, but you are the Mallory Yosh.
My father had many secrets. You obviously were one of them. You said he brought you hope. How?
He came to us after the mighty battle, after the destruction.
What battle?
Two great starships met in space above our world. Perhaps more than two. They fought. And when the battle was over, our land was devastated.
We never hurt non-Imperial worlds on purpose. Whatever happened, it must have been an accident.
The Lord Vader did not think so. He believed it was done to drive fear and terror into the souls of the Emperor's enemies.
Then he was mistaken. If I am to do anything for your people, you must tell me the location of your world.
I cannot. To do so would bring ultimate destruction upon my world, and upon me, if it was learned I had given you such information.
Then take me there.
I cannot.
Have matters on your world improved?
No. Our new leader told us there is little more he or anyone else can do.
I would prefer to judge that for myself. Or would your people consider a single human such a threat?
You would come alone, to a people seeking your capture.
I trust your people to be honorable. I trust them to grant me a hearing. Consider my offer. Discuss it with those whose counsel you value. Then, if you choose, meet me in orbit above the world of Endor in 1 month.
You will come alone.
I will come alone. Will you? I hope to see you there. Farewell. I can't say I'm really happy with it either, but we can't dodge them forever. If we have even a chance of getting them out from Imperial control, we have to try.
I wish you'd change your mind about giving me back my lightsaber. You must be getting tired of shooting Vornskers off me.
What? You afraid I'm going to miss? Get moving. We need to find someplace clear enough to send up the balloon. All set. Jedi. What? There's finally a message? Let's have it. If there's anything he needs to hear, you can play it for him later.
Good day, Master Luke. I bring greetings to you from Captain Card and, of course, to you as well, Mistress Mara. He and Captain Solo are most pleased to hear you are both alive and well after your accident. I must warn you that there are Imperial stormtroopers waiting in Halyard City. The story Captain Card told the Imperials was that a former employee stole valuable merchandise and tried to escape, with another employee named Jade in pursuit. He further suggests that since he never specified Jade as being a woman, that perhaps you and Mistress Mara could switch roles when you leave the forest.
Yeah, right.
At any rate, he and Captain Solo are working out a plan to rescue you. I'm afraid there's nothing more I can say at the moment. Do take care, Master Luke and R2.
It's a good idea.
I thought you were faking. About time. Now, drop the lightsaber and move back.
I don't believe you. Or didn't you notice that we just saved your life?
I noticed. Thanks. I said thanks already. What do you want, a medal?
I just want to know what happened to you.
You happened to me. You destroyed my life.
How?
I was a dancer at Jabba the Hutt's palace, the day you came for Solo.
You weren't just a dancer, though. That was only a cover.
Very good. That vaunted Jedi insight. Keep going. What was I really doing there?
You were waiting for me. Vader knew I'd go there to try to rescue Han. He sent you to capture me.
Vader? Don't make me laugh. Vader was a fool and skated on the edge of treason. My master sent me to Jabba's to kill you, not recruit you.
And your master was the Emperor.
Yes. And you destroyed him.
You're wrong, though. He did try to recruit me.
Only because I failed. And only when Vader had you standing right there in front of him. You think he didn't know Vader had offered to help you overthrow him?
I don't think it was a serious offer.
The Emperor did. He knew. And what he knew, I knew. I was his hand. That's how I was known to his inner court, the Emperor's hand. I served him all over the galaxy, doing jobs the Imperial fleet and the stormtroopers couldn't. I could hear his call anywhere in the Empire. I had prestige and power and respect, and you took it all away from me.
What went wrong?
Jabba wouldn't let me go with the execution party. That was it. Pure and simple.
So why are you here and not with the Empire?
Who would I go to? No one who's left knew me. Not as the Emperor's hand. There was nowhere for me to go after Endor.
And so you linked up with Card.
Eventually. I worked hard to get where I am, Skywalker, and you're not going to ruin it for me. Not this time.
I don't want to ruin anything for you. All I want is to get back to the New Republic.
And I want the old Empire back. But we don't always get what we want, do we?
No, we don't.
You may proceed with the test when ready.
It'll be a few more minutes, sir. The technicians are still having some problems getting the cloaking shield tuned.
There's time. What word for Merca?
The last regular report came in 2 hours ago. Still negative.
And the latest count from Sluis Van?
112 warships. 65 being used as cargo carriers. The others on escort duty.
65. Excellent. It means we get to pick and choose.
Yes, sir.
You have a concern, Captain?
I don't like sending our people into enemy territory without communications.
We don't have much choice in the matter. That's how a cloaking shield works. Nothing gets out, nothing gets in. Assuming, of course, that it works at all.
Yes, sir. But
what, Captain?
It seems to me, Admiral, that this is the sort of operation that we could use Sabayoth on. He could give us communications with...
We don't need communications, Captain. Careful timing will be adequate for our purposes. I studied the Sluisi very carefully. I can anticipate exactly how long it will take for them to clear the freighter.
Yes, sir.
It is not a question of bravado, Captain. The simple fact is, we cannot afford to use Sabayoth too much or too often.
Because we'll start depending on him.
That's part of it. What concerns me more is that we don't give Master Sabayoth too much of a taste for this kind of power.
If he's a threat to us...
Then why not dispose of him? It's very simple. Once Sabayoth has Leia Organa Solo in his hands, these excursions with the fleet will be nothing more than distracting interludes.
They're ready, sir.
At your convenience, Captain.
Activate the cloaking shield.
Excellent, Captain. Precisely what I wanted. I congratulate you and your technicians.
Thank you, sir. The light is green?
The light is green, Captain. Alert the task force and have all ships move to the rendezvous point. The Sluis Van shipyards are ours.
You've got to be kidding. Escort duty?
What's the big deal? You guys fly X-Wings. You do escort all the time.
We escort people. We don't watchdog cargo ships.
It's a standard frigate escort. What's the difference whether it's got people or a breakdown reactor aboard?
We're gonna be a long time away from Coruscant with this.
I'd look on that as a plus if I were you, Commander. Something here's coming to a head. Counselor Frelia and his people are about to make their move.
Maybe a little vacation away from Coruscant isn't such a bad idea. When do we leave?
Speeder bikes.
Sounds like they're off to the south. North, I don't hear anything from that direction.
They're probably going to try to surround us. Move units to the north and behind us.
If they haven't already, no reason we would have heard them with a big enough circle.
We might as well go straight up the middle. Call to them before they see us.
Like we were casual tourists out here with nothing to hide?
You have a better idea?
No, not really. I suppose you're also going to want to do that roll switch thing Card suggested?
We're not going to be able to sneak or blast our way through. All that's left is a bluff, and the better a bluff it is, the better chance we've got.
I suppose so.
They may check to see if it's loaded. And if another Vornsker finds us before the Imperials do...
Maybe I don't care.
Maybe you don't. Thank you. R2?
So that's how you did it.
Guess we're ready to go.
Not quite. There's still that face of yours.
I don't think R2's got anywhere to hide that.
Funny. I've got something else in mind. Now, let's see if that works.
What exactly is it supposed to... Ah!
Perfect.
Boy, am I glad you showed up. I'm about walked off my feet.
Identify yourself.
Name's Jade. Got a gift here for Tal and Card. I don't suppose he sent some transport, did he?
You'll come with us.
About time. Who are they?
The male says his name is Jade, works for Card. He claims the female is his prisoner.
Was his prisoner. What's your name, thief?
Seni Kifu. And I'm not a thief. Card owes me. I didn't take any more than I had coming.
Cuff them.
Wait a minute. Me too?
For the moment, you're both prisoners, so shut up. What in the Empire happened to you?
Ran into some kind of bush while chasing her. Itches like blazes.
How very inconvenient for you. We have a medic back at HQ. Commander, let's go. What do you want?
Name's Chin. We caught this rat snooping around, maybe looking for your prisoners there.
Alright, Chin. You and your friends can go. If he turns out to be worth anything, I'll see you get a piece of it.
Decent of you. Can we have our weapons back?
You can pick them up later from our HQ. Move out!
Well, together again, huh?
Wouldn't miss it. Your friends seem in a hurry to get away.
Probably don't want to miss the party.
A shame we weren't invited.
Real shame.
Go! Go!
In position.
I think we're in trouble. Not to mention Lando and the others.
How good are you at causing distractions?
Terrific. Trick cuffs. Here, let me. Ready for your distraction?
Whatever you're going to do, do it. If that chariot gets down, you'll never get them out from cover.
I'm counting on it.
I thought you said your Jedi could stop that.
We've just got to give them...
Oh! Han, go! R2 now!
Status, Captain.
All ships are online, sir. The freighter's cloaking shield has been checked out. TIE fighters stand ready.
Excellent. What word from Merca?
A routine report. Time log 14 hours and 10 minutes ago.
14 hours? I left orders for them to report every 12.
Perhaps they're having trouble with their transmitter.
No. They've been taken. Skywalker was indeed there.
He couldn't have taken them all out. Not with all those Isla Emiri blocking his Jedi powers.
I agree. Obviously he had help.
Card?
So much for his protestations of neutrality.
Perhaps we should send someone to investigate. We could probably spare a strike cruiser.
No. This Luis Van operation is our primary concern at the moment. Card and his betrayal we'll keep for later. Signal the freighter. Order them to proceed. Is my flagship ready, Captain?
The Chimera is fully at your command, Admiral.
Good. We will follow in exactly 6 hours and 20 minutes. Remind all ships that our task is to engage and pin the system defenses only. No heroics or unnecessary risks taken. We are here to gain ships, not lose them.
Yes, sir.
And Captain?
Yes, Admiral.
Remind them, too, that our final victory over the rebellion begins here.
One man, and without the Force, too.
Well, we helped some. We might be able to hunt down the other Imperials before they get a chance to report in.
No. There's no way to cover up our part in what happened here. Not from a man like Thrawn.
You're probably right. You want me to head back and start the evacuation?
Yes. And take Amara with you. Make sure she keeps busy. Somewhere away from the Millennium Falcon and Skywalker's X-Wing.
Right. See you later.
Card? I owe you one.
Are you still going to get the Etherway out of impoundment for me?
I said I would. Where do you want it delivered?
Just leave it on a brigado. Interesting little trick.
It worked.
That it did. Likely saving several of my people's lives. Obviously, we're going to have to pull out of here before the Imperials figure out what happened. You wouldn't happen to have any surplus cargo or stripped-down military ships, would you?
That's why we're here, remember? But I'll see what I can do.
Lando is secure. The droids are looking after him. Any problem with the tow cable?
Not so far. We should be alright.
Good. You expecting company?
You never know. Card said there were still some Imperials unaccounted for. Some of them might have figured a last-ditch attack was better than reporting back to the Grand Admiral.
Grand Admiral?
Yeah, that's who seems to be running the show for the Empire.
I thought we'd gotten rid of all the Grand Admirals.
Me too. We must have missed one. Card wouldn't give me his name. Maybe we can bargain for the use of that star cruiser he wants. You okay?
I'm fine. It was the Force coming back to me. I didn't get a chance to say this earlier, but thanks for coming after me.
Yeah, no charge. And I didn't get to say it earlier, but you look like something the Prum dragged in.
Mara assures me it'll wear off in a few hours.
Yeah, Mara. You and she seem to be hitting it off rather well there.
Don't count on it. Where are we going? Coruscant?
A little side trip first. I want to swing by Sluisfan. See if we can get Lando and your X-Wing fixed up. Something's about to happen on Coruscant. So enjoy. This will probably be the last peace and quiet you'll get for a while.
You X-Wing hotshots. You really got it made, you know that?
Yeah, well, we're stuck out here too.
Yeah, a big sacrifice. You lounge around my ship like overpriced trampers, then flit around for 2 hours while I dodge bulk freighters to get this thing docked. Then you lot go back to lounging again. Doesn't exactly qualify as earning your pay.
That incoming freighter. Something about it doesn't feel right.
Trouble?
I don't see anything.
Me either. There's just something. Spread out formation. Let's take a nice casual look.
Scan shows no cargo. Completely empty.
When was the last time you saw a totally empty freighter?
Allow me. I've got to tap into the Sluis records. A little trick you never learn flitting around in an X-Wing. Let's see. Freighter Nartisto, out of Nelak Cram, says they were jumped by pirates and had to dump their cargo. Sluice Control basically told them to get in line.
Everyone stay sharp.
You still think there's trouble?
Whoa!
Incoming!
Pull up! Reform and lock S-foils in attack position.
Captain, Imperial Star Destroyers in Sector 4.
Launch all fighters and alert the shipyard. The battle for Sluice Van has begun.
What's going on?
We just walked into an Imperial attack. At least we know why they hit Bafash and the others. Wanted to pull enough ships here to make an attack worth their while.
Emergency! Imperial TIE fighters in the docking area. All ships to battle stations.
Wedge, that you?
We got trouble. At least 40 TIE fighters and 50 cone-shaped things I've never seen before. I hope you brought a couple of wings of fighters with you.
Afraid it's just Han and me and the Falcon, but we're on our way.
Make it fast.
Is there any way to get me to my X-Wing?
Not fast enough.
I'll make sure Lando and the droids are strapped in, then get up in the gunwale.
All ships report engaged, sir. Admiral.
That was them, Captain. That ship straight ahead. That was the Millennium Falcon. And it was towing an X-Wing starfighter behind it.
Yes, sir. Cloak Leader reports a successful breakout. They're encountering some resistance from escort vehicles and a squadron of X-Wings, but the general response so far has been weak and diffuse.
That will change. Remind him not to push his envelope too far, and that the mole miner should concentrate on the Calamari star cruisers. And inform him that the Millennium Falcon is on its way in.
Yes, sir. You don't think Skywalker?
We'll know soon. And if so, Talon Card will have a great deal to answer for.
Watch it, Rogue 9. We've picked up a tail.
I noticed. Pincer?
On my mark. Now! Nice shooting! I want to check this out.
They fired on us!
I need a fast scan. Where are the rest of those cone things?
I don't see more than about 15 of them. Nearest is 10 clicks bearing 118 Mark IV.
15? Out of 50? Let's go take a look. Take the two on the right, I'll take the others.
Copy.
All clear, Wedge. You damaged?
I'm fine, Luke. Thanks.
Look over by that frigate. It's one of Lando's mole miners, all right.
I see it. What's it doing out here?
I saw one stuck on the Star Cruiser back there. Looks like this one's trying to do the same thing. I don't know why.
Whatever it's doing, let's stop it.
Right.
What was that?
It was a plasma jet. Right on top of the bridge emergency escape hatch. That's what they wanted the mole miners for, to burn through the hulls. They're not here to wreck the fleet, they're here to steal it.
Secure the bridge and alert the Chimera another ship is under our control.
We've got to stop them.
Huh, sure. How?
Lando said the mole miners were too many on ships. The Imperials can't possibly have packed more than 4 or 5 stormtroopers in each of them.
The way those warships are manned at the moment, 4 stormtroopers would be plenty.
Yeah, but I could take them.
On 50 ships?
Then we'd have to disable them. Knock out their engines or something? If they get out of the perimeter, we'll never see them again.
Oh, we'll see them again. Pointed straight back at us. You're right, disabling as many as we can is our best shot. We're never gonna stop all 50, though.
We don't have 50 to stop yet. There are still 12 mole miners that haven't attached themselves to ships.
Good. Let's take them out first. Luke, get on the comm and tell Sluice Control what's happening.
Rogues, target those remaining mole miners before they can attach themselves to any more of our ships.
Copy that, Rogue Leader.
It's a space trooper. Good shot, Rogue 6. Enjoy your view of the battle, Hotshot. TIE Squadron 4. Keep after that B-Wing group.
I'm hit!
Any specific orders, Admiral?
No. The battle seems to be progressing as planned. What word from Cloak Leader?
The TIE fighters are still engaging various escorts. 43 of the mole miners are successfully attached to target ships. 39 are secure and making for the perimeter. 4 are still encountering internal resistance, although they anticipate a quick victory.
And the other 8?
They've been destroyed.
Have Cloak Leader to begin pulling back to the perimeter. The first of our new ships will be arriving shortly. As soon as they're all with us, the task force will be withdrawing.
But
the rebel forces within the perimeter are of no further concern to us, Captain. The captured ships are on their way, and there's nothing the rebels can do to stop them.
There's just too much armor.
This isn't getting us anywhere. There's got to be some way to take out a capital ship.
That's what the other capital ships are for.
I don't think we've got any choice left. I'm gonna have to go out there and use my lightsaber on it.
That's crazy and you know it. Without a proper pressure suit. What we need is a remote manipulator arm. Something that Luke could use. Lando, get up here.
I've got him strapped.
Well then go unstrap him and get him up here.
What is it?
We were on Niklon when the Imperials stole the mole miners. They jammed our communications. Why? To keep us from calling for help? From who? They're not jamming us here.
I give up. Why?
Because the mole miners were running by remote. Remember any of the command codes? Most of them. What do you need? We don't have time for anything fancy. The mole miners are attached near bridges and control circuits. Just start running them all. You're the boss. I just hope you know what you're doing. Yeah, me too.
It's working!
Have all the remaining TIE fighters returned to our ships, Captain?
Yes, sir.
Then order the task force to begin its withdrawal.
Withdrawal, sir?
You were expecting perhaps that I'd order an all-out attack? That I would seek to cover our defeat in a frenzy of futile heroics? We haven't been defeated, Captain. Merely slowed down a bit. We have Wayland, and we have the treasures of the Emperor's storehouse. Louis Van was merely a preliminary to the campaign, not the campaign itself. We've lost this particular prize, Captain, but that's all we've lost. I will not waste ships and men trying to change that which cannot be changed. There will be many more opportunities to obtain the ships we need. As long as we have Mount Tantis, our ultimate victory is still assured.
Not exactly what you'd call a resounding victory. Going to take months just to rewire all the control circuits.
Would you rather the Imperials had gotten it whole?
Not at all. You did what you had to. I'm just saying what others will. That destroying all these ships in order to save them was not exactly the optimal solution.
Right. You sound like Counselor Leia.
Exactly.
Fortunately, he's just one voice.
Yeah, but a loud one, and one that a lot of people are starting to listen to.
He'll find some way to parlay this incident to his political gain. You just watch. Aphion here.
Sir, we have an incoming call from Coruscant for Captain Solo. Is he with you?
Right here. Go ahead.
Han, it's Leia.
Leia? Wait, what are you doing back on Coruscant?
I think I've taken care of our other problem, at least for the moment. But that's not important right now. You need to get back here right away.
What's wrong?
Admiral Akbar has been arrested and removed from command on charges of treason.
I'll be there as soon as I can. Luke's here too. You want me to bring him?
Yes. Akbar's going to need all the friends he can get.
Okay. Call me in the Falcon if there's any more news. We're heading there right now.
I'll see you soon. I love you, Han.
Me too. Well, there goes the hammer. You coming, Luke? Your X-Wing has just officially been bumped to the top of the priority list. We'll have it ready to fly in no time.
We could be on the edge of a civil war here.
Yeah, well, we're not gonna let that happen. We haven't gone through a war and back just to watch some overambitious Bothan wreck it all.
How are we gonna stop him?
We'll think of something. And so concludes the first book of Heir to the Empire. May the Force be with you, always.